Take 3. Hi, I'm BB. Today's video has been brought to you by BB. Today's topic: abortion, termination. I'm not monetized, so that doesn't matter. What I'm here to say is a very simple thing that ended up being a 10-minute video previously that I will not post because it went too far and too long. Politicians are not physicians. Politicians don't control my body. I'm a woman. I'm 33 years old. I have a uterus and fallopian tubes and ovaries. I also have a heart and lungs and a liver and a gallbladder and a bladder and kidneys and a diaphragm and a stomach and intestines and a colon. I control all of those internal organs. Every woman in the U.S. is allowed to control all those internal organs, but not every woman is allowed to own the rights to her own uterus, or fallopian tubes, or ovaries. Can you believe that? But then at the same time, in every state, every man is allowed to have all the rights to all of his internal organs, including his scrotum and his prostate and his penis. You see what I'm getting at? You can't tell a woman that she can have control and consent over all internal workings of her body except her uterus. That it belongs to the government. That's not right and that's not fair. You don't see the government telling men that they have to get vasectomies after they've had 10 different babies with 4 different women or 5 women or 10 women. You don't hear that stuff. You don't hear about men being forced to get vasectomies or getting their balls cut off just because they do something wrong or they rape somebody. Yeah, I said it. Physicians are never going to have an agenda against... What? No, BB! No! Politicians are never going to have an agenda against men and their procreative internal organs and external organs. They will never attack men to get vasectomies after they've exceeded a limit. No. The war on women continues, and it's seriously ridiculous. If you are a politician, you are not a physician. I don't care if you have a doctorate degree, that does not make you a doctor. An OBGYN is a doctor who examines women's breasts and nipples and areolas and vaginas and vulvas and cervixes and uteruses and fallopian tubes and ovaries. And an OBGYN determines if a woman is fertile or infertile during that exam. I'm fertile. I don't have kids yet, but I want them. And nothing is stopping me from having them. And in the event that something goes wrong with the development of a fetus and it's not viable, in Washington State where I live, women can have an abortion or termination up until the 20th week of pregnancy. Because if a blastocyst of cells or a fetus in its second trimester is not viable outside of the womb and cannot live outside of the womb due to its deformities or its chromosomal anomalies, then a DNC removing that blastocyst of cells or the fetus is the only ethical decision to make. Forcing a woman to continue a pregnancy beyond the max limit that the fetus is going to grow or develop and then it dies inside of her, or it's near death before the end of full term. What I'm trying to get at is, politicians, you are not physicians. Please stop trying to control women's uteruses. It's not the Bible days anymore, it's the 21st century. Get over it. And to all those who agree with politicians, if you are not a physician, shut up. If you are a physician, look at the Hippocratic Oath and think of common sense. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. If you're pregnant with a fetus that didn't have any arms or legs, or it was poorly developing and it was 6 weeks behind in development as soon as you get your first ultrasound, and it doesn't catch up at all in development, by the time you're 18, 19 weeks pregnant, say in Washington State, and your fetus is only at the development of maybe a 10-week fetus, or the very beginning, by the time you hit 40 weeks, if you even make it that far before you go into preterm labor, your baby might only have a 30 to 50% chance of surviving, but with multiple illnesses and chromosomal issues and disabilities and medical issues galore, unless they die. Or if your baby doesn't have a brain. Or if the fetus doesn't have certain internal organs, or their third set of kidneys never grew in. Now, different things like that can require the need for a woman to cancel her pregnancy in a medical setting. But when you make it illegal, they're going to seek it in a place that's not safe, not ethical, and not clean. They might go out of the country, or they might go to a unregistered physician who is going to perform it illegally. So just because you ban it doesn't mean it's going away forever. And that's what I have to say about abortions and terminations. You can't stop women from controlling their own bodies. You can't stop men from controlling their own bodies. You can't stop men from raping, and you can't stop women from having babies or not having babies. And as for birth control, lots of women use different types of birth control methods, such as the IUD implant or Nexplanon arm implant, to control their periods and their hormones. Not just to prevent pregnancy. That's what I have to say today. Thanks for coming. I'm BB. That's my rant on women's rights. And I don't think that there should be a limit on abortion in terms of how late one could happen. If a fetus dies in the womb in the 3rd trimester. Then a woman should have it removed. And not be told by doctors, we have to turn you away because we're scared we're going to commit a felony. And, you're going to have to go somewhere else. We can't help you. Hippocratic Oath or not, we can't help you. That's what they're doing in multiple U.S. states. They're turning away women whose fetuses are dying inside of them. And they're telling them, oh no, we can't help you. we can help you, but we can't help you because the law is vague and we don't want to lose our licenses or be charged with felonies or be sent to prison for removing a fetus that has already died from your womb. Because politicians who aren't physicians want to control what physicians do. You get it? Sit on that.